So I want to tell you a little bit about Red Elephant. And what Red Elephant is we're essentially an event company, but we work our business in 3 different ways. There's essentially 3 services that we offer. The first of the services that we've offered since the very beginning is our event management services for our private clients. So entrepreneurs, small business owners, a lot of coaches, they come to us to produce their 1-day and their 3-day events where they'll sell their programs and services and really make about a year's worth of revenue in a single event. And we support them with everything and every piece of the event logistics. Our team manages everything from the venue to what city, printing, everything that it takes to put on an event. But really why our clients work with us in those events is because we both understand what it takes to market an event, fill an event, and we understand what it is to create offers that people want to buy. And we really help our clients monetize those events and do great and make a ton of money. One of our clients was doing live events long before she started working with us, and in the first year she worked with us, she increased her revenue at the event she did over 700%. So that's the kind of results that we produce with our private clients. We also do strategy. So a lot of people who don't need our team to fulfill the services, what they'll do is they'll consult with us for a day. They'll get all our systems, they'll get the whole download, and then they'll go implement that with their team. So we do a lot of strategy for some of our clients. And then finally, we run our Speaker Mastermind. It's a year-long program in which the participants of the program learn how to speak, learn how to monetize their speaking, and really get their message out there, heard by a lot more people than that they've been able to in the past. And I'm going to let Afreen talk a little bit more about that program.
About Fight Club,
yeah, about
right?
Fight
Okay,
Club, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so Fight Club was born out of a need that we saw our clients wanting, which was they wanted to get up on stages. They felt like they knew they had some level of expertise to offer, but they didn't know exactly what to communicate, what was going to be their content for their talk, or what was going to be their offer that they were going to be able to deliver from the stage. And there was a little bit of intimidation or feeling like, I'm not ready yet. So they felt like they had the knowledge one-on-one, but to be able to get up in front of a room of people or take the stage and be able to communicate their expertise to a group of people and really be able to connect with everybody that's in the room was a place that they felt like there was a gap. And when we heard enough people say that they wanted to take the stage but they weren't ready yet, we saw that there was a place for a new program to solve that problem for them to be able to get ready for the stage. And that's where Fight Club was born. Fight Club really helps entrepreneurs get people from where they are right now in their business to the front of the room so that they can talk about their business, position who they are in the room, and be able to convert, connect, and cash in from just one talk. And the program that we offer is over 6 months, and we really start to look at what is the signature talk that you're going to do, whether you're on a live stage or whether you're on an online stage like a telesummit or a live stream. What is something that you can do over and over again, you can rinse and repeat so that you really have mastery around your signature talk, and that talk can convert leads and those leads can convert into clients. So we've had a lot of success. This is our 3rd iteration of Fight Club, and we have in this past program 56 business owners, and we just completed an event today called Red X, where we had 24 of those businesses speak on stage. And some of the successes that they've had is that they were able to get up on stage and convert 20, 30 people into their list. And these are people that, some people they've met before and they didn't know really what they offered. Red Elephant started 4 years ago in our home in Merrick, New York, when I was on maternity leave, actually, and I was about to get a job, and I needed to re-enter the workforce, and I knew in the back of my head there was this nagging thought that I needed to start my own business. And I had come from a marketing background, and I always wanted to own my own business, but I thought that I wasn't old enough or I didn't have enough money saved, so who am I to start my own business? But I think that if you're an entrepreneur listening to this, you know that it starts with making a decision. As an entrepreneur, you have to make a decision that you're an entrepreneur, and from there, you have to make money. You have to get your first client. So I decided that I'll call my business partner, my husband, and talk to him about my idea. And he's like, as long as you're making money, then you can continue and start this business.
She went to an event with the woman who currently coaches us. She went to that event. I mean, I just left my job to join the business full time. At the point where she went to the event, I think we had $400 in our checking with a 1-year-old. No promise of any kind of income coming in. So it was very, very threatening to me that she was even getting on a plane, going to put a credit card up, put a hotel on a credit card. And, the only reason I really actually agreed was because there was a refundable ticket. She was going to get $197 back, and that was going to be her food money.
So 4 years ago, we started Red Elephant because we were interested in making a difference with entrepreneurs. One of our first clients was Reed Perez, who was a branding expert. And one of the things that he came to us about is not being able to be known in the community as an authority in branding. He had just left a Fortune 500 company, and he was an amazing branding expert. And he was going to all these networking events and being able to do these conversations one-on-one. And again, if you're an entrepreneur, you know what that's like to talk to somebody about who you are in the business. But then on the other side of the conversation, it was feeling like he wasn't really communicating or connecting with the person listening to him. And one of the things that he knew right away is to do an event where he would educate his target audience about what branding is about. And inside of being able to do an event, he would position himself automatically by being in front of the room, in a room full of people, being able to be the authority and the expert about branding. And he hired myself. I was a friend of his, and we just started Red Elephant, an event planning company. And we were at that time doing weddings, we were doing business events and fundraisers. And at the end of that event that we did with our friend Reed, he was able to close over $50,000 in sales at his first event. And he was so amazed by the results, because before that he only had 2 clients and he was making less than $5,000. And out of the success and the profit that he got from that first event, he booked us 3 more times. And we were able to create our business, is what we call today Red Elephant. We got so inspired to be able to partner with Reed and make that a success. We wanted to repeat that with other entrepreneurs as well. We started to work with other entrepreneurs like business coaches and copywriting experts and all different types of businesses that were looking to use speaking and live events to build their business. And what we quickly discovered out of our consistent success of making these business owners 5- and 6-figure paydays from speaking is that we had a signature system that worked with each of our clients. And we wanted to take this system and be able to reach more people. So we took this system and we started to create our first group program, which is called Flight Club. And we really teach people the 7-phase system that we use with our private clients in events in a way that is collaborative in a mastermind, so that speakers can come together and talk about what are the interesting topics that people would engage with at an event. What are the things that are the pitfalls when you go to an event? And to be able to be in a collective of other speakers that are up to using speaking in live events to build their business has been so incredible to see all of the successes, all of the growth, and being able to see all these entrepreneurs take the stage where previously they were too afraid or not ready to do that. So Red Elephant had enormous growth right away because we took our own medicine, or as they say, eat your own dog food, where about 6 months into our own business, we went through a crisis called Hurricane Sandy. If you're aware, living in New York, about 3 years ago, Hurricane Sandy hit the southern seaboard, and we were living in the house. We had to move out. For over 3 months, we were displaced. And at that time, we were living contract to contract, and we almost had to stop our business and go get a job because we weren't able to bring the revenue in. But my husband and I, we looked at each other one day and we said, you know what, we're going to recommit to our business. We're going to make this work. We just have to figure out a way to make a lot of money in a small amount
amount of time. And as we said that, it just a lightning bulb moment happened, which is we have to do what we tell our clients, which is to do an event. So we did our first event at the end of January of that after Hurricane Sandy, and we closed $75,000 in business. And that event success had us pull through the crisis of Hurricane Sandy. For the next 3 months, we were able to work and continue to reinvest. And in our first year, we closed 6 figures of our business. The second year, we had $250,000 of revenue. And since then, we grew 143% of profit in our company. And this year, we're on track to hit 7 figures because we've used speaking to grow our own business. The entrepreneurs that we're looking for are the ones that know that they want to make an impact. They know that they want to get up in front of a room and they want to connect with an audience because they have a message to share and they have an ability to solve some type of problem, and they know that they want to do it in a setting where they can be on stage, be heard, be known as the expert, and get there faster by using speaking and live events to get there. So no matter what business you're in, we've had people that are travel agents to people that are business coaches, all different types of business. We have well-being experts, yoga experts, to nutritionists who know that they want to make an impact that is bigger than themselves, bigger than their business. And Flight Club, our program, really speaks to all of these different entrepreneurs and all these different types of businesses, because if you're somebody who wants to get up on stage and connect with an audience, then Flight Club is right for you. Over the past 4 years, I've really grown myself as a person. I've known myself before this to be somebody who was business savvy. Now I know myself to be a kick-ass entrepreneur. I've known myself to really grow inside of leadership, inside of leading a group program to 56 different business owners. It forced me to raise the bar and be more accountable for my results and the results of other entrepreneurs so that I can continue and have consistency in my business and consistent success. I've grown a lot as a speaker. 4 years ago, I was able to get up in front of a room of 50 people and I was comfortable doing that, but now I'm able to get up in front of a room of 300 people, and I know that I have the ability to move the room and be able to convert people in the audience into a fan of Red Elephant, or those fans into clients. And I know that no matter what, at any time, at any place, you can put me on any stage and I would be able to make a difference. Where before 4 years ago, I don't know if I would be able to do that. I'd be questioning if I was doing the right topic. I'd be questioning if this was the right offer. But now I know that given the mastery and the number of hours I put in, I can just show up at any time, any event, and I'd be able to hear what was happening in the room because I've really developed my skill as being somebody that can speak on stages. We wanted to develop a script where a system and a structure where you could easily take it to any one of your businesses and apply it, but at the end of it, you would feel like you gave value and you let people inspire. And that the selling part would just happen organically versus it being like, here, like I'm selling to you and this is my talk and buy it. And and we wanted to kind of flip that script and create something different. So I just wanted to give you the strategy of that structure that we created.
And all of them actually know that they're going to cater this more. This is a beginning of something for them. So if you hear the way Nate did his talk, it didn't sound exactly the same as the way Sunny did her talk. There were points that they both hit, but his audience isn't going to respond the way her audience responds. They have very different markets. And when they're in the same market, they also have to be able to speak to the concerns that they're speaking about. So there is a formula we follow about what things you have to incorporate, what things you can't incorporate. And then the thing that I think we do well, and you guys should attest to this, meaning you should agree with me. The thing that I think we do well is actually then looking at each business and seeing where it needs to be tweaked. What about the formula needs to be edited? What about the formula? What do we need to add? What do we need to take away so that it really belongs to that business owner versus doing a one-size-fits-all?
And the part when you asked, do we listen to it, why there was laughter, is over the period of 6 months. I know, over the period of 6 6 months, what's happening is they're on coaching calls and they're doing the talk with the coaches, and the coaches is giving feedback. Then we come to a lot of intensives, and during the intensives, in Puerto Rico, we split up into hot tub pods. So we had like a
We don't
coach
really
in one hot
believe
tub.
in doing
Yeah, so
our
fun, right?
intensives in a ballroom if we don't have to. So most of Puerto Rico is done in like hot tubs.
Yeah, we try to take away that pressure of being up on stage and just getting, who you are out, and there's no better way to do that. And,
We're all in our swimsuits. Let's practice in our
yeah,
tops.
less pressure. And during that, and then we would do focus groups. We broke people into two rooms, and people would come up, and we would find out, like, would you go to the back of the room after that talk? And we had to be honest, and sometimes it was a no. And then they would have to go work on their talk again with the coach and figure out what was going to happen. They have to come back here. And we're like, if we who know you already won't get up for a free offer, then in an audience that doesn't know you, they're not going to be as polite. So we really make sure that we sign off on every talk, making sure that everyone in the room, more than half the room, actually buy or convert the free offer.
Because here's the thing, right? How many of you would like to wake up in the morning to an email that says, I just love you. I don't know what it looks like, but I want to work with you. Here's my credit card. Right? You laugh. You laugh, right? But that's what happened to me while I was on vacation in Thailand. I got an email saying, I don't know what it looks like, I don't care how much it costs, but I want to work with you. Wouldn't that be awesome? How many of you would like to generate that kind of presence inside your business? Great. The rest of you don't care about being seen or making money? Right. So my name is Amy. I know, you can be selfish in a second. It's me time now. So my name is Amy Novokuski. My company is Ginger Snapworks, and I help small businesses and entrepreneurs make money by being seen and getting popular on social media.
The biggest mistake I see people make is they try and be an expert at everything and do everything themselves. I say all roads lead to delegation. Okay, so let's ask the $64,000 question. Who here thinks realistically you could be an expert at everything needed to be successful in business? Anybody? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because as Nikki says, you're all lying anyway, right? Now here's the big question, follow that out. If you could be an expert in everything, is that what you want to do with your time? People, there's a huge flaw in the logic of how we all approach entrepreneurship, right? Now I have created several businesses, and in hindsight, I've realized that when I see a problem, I create a solution. In fact, sometimes I invent a business to solve the problem. My latest venture, the VA Collaborative, the Virtual Assistant Collaborative, is no exception. Now, I want you to imagine for a second, right? What would this feel like if you said, hey, I jump out of bed and I do my genius zone stuff. And then I have a trusted team that does all that stuff I don't like, all that stuff I'm not good at. And the success theory is simple. If somebody can do it faster, better, and cheaper than you will be successful if you delegate that stuff to somebody who's an expert at that. Sound good? Mm-hmm. So the big elephant in the room, no pun intended, is where do you get the money for that? Right? Guess what I did? I created a solution for that too. I have a solution that shows you how to get your clients to pay you to create programs and services to solve their problems. They give you the money up front. You pay the virtual assistants that I pre-vet and hand to you. You create a program, create it once, sell it many. You're getting experts to do this for you. If my people can't get your business off the ground, your business can't get off the ground. Okay? And what we do is before we spend the money to create it, we sell it first to see if it's going to get off the ground before you spend your money.
Let me give you an example. Here we are in New York City, surrounded by taxi cabs. Now, when was the last time you stopped and looked at a taxi cab? I know, that's a weird question, right? But what if I asked you, what happens when you see one of those old-fashioned checkered cabs? You notice that for a second. before you keep walking, right? What would happen if you saw a DeLorean taxi cab? I'm talking Back to the Future style, gull wing doors, time machine taxi cab. You would definitely notice that. A few of you might even take a photo of it and share it on social media. And a couple of you might even tell a friend about it later. How come? It's different. It's noticeable. It's memorable. It's badass. So my name is Pia Silva, and my company is called Worst of All Design, because we create badass brands that are noticeable, memorable, shareable, and profitable. Essentially, we take same old taxi cabs and we turn them into badass DeLoreans. So let me ask you by show of hands, who here in a room full of taxi cabs wants to be a badass DeLorean?
We kind of just wanted to start the session with talking about different types of speaking opportunities and different types of speaking models, because a lot of you have been asking questions about that. And we started to cover it a little bit in the last session during the question and answer, but we wanted to take it a little bit further because you're still going to see a couple of different types of speaking demonstrations throughout the day. So there's a lot of different kinds of talks you can do, right? So, I mean, I think it's pretty limitless the different types of talks you can do. The talk everyone today has been doing a 5-minute talk. And like we said earlier, a 5-minute talk, that talk can be turned into a 2-minute talk. It can be turned into a 1-minute talk, which is essentially like an elevator pitch. It can also be turned into a 20-minute like spotlight talk, so it's not a full keynote, but it's not a 5-minute talk either. It's an extended 5-minute talk where you get to have like 20 minutes on a stage. Or it can be turned into a keynote, which is typically somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes, depending on who you're keynoting for.
I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free.
1-minute talk, which is essentially like an elevator pitch. Then you saw a panel up here earlier. That's one type of panel. We call it typically a resource panel, where everyone on the panel has resources for you. Mostly to speak on resource panels, people either pay some sort of fee to be on the panel, or they do some sort of promotion, like they'll invite attendees to the event for the host in order to receive that opportunity. And in a moment, we're going to do another resource panel, again, to bring you more resources. What the resources do, by offering the free resource to you, what it enables the people who are paying for that opportunity to do is to get connected with you and connect with you and set up a future relationship.
She's not kidding. She says it with a laugh, but it's dead serious.
I was like, I know he's not making you come to the front to get the microphone.
It's just peppered in with all the other talks. We kind of just wanted to start the session with talking about different types of speaking opportunities and different types of speaking models, because a lot of you have been asking questions about that. And we started to cover it a little bit in the last session during the question and answer, but we wanted to take it a little bit further because you're still going to see a couple of different types of speaking demonstrations throughout the day. So there's a lot of different kinds of talks you can do, right? So, I mean, I think it's pretty limitless the different types of talks you can do. The talk everyone today has been doing a 5-minute talk.
So panels are a great bridge to get on stage if you are in one of those places. Like if you need a bridge, like you're not ready to do a 90-minute keynote, then being on a panel will still have you have main stage opportunity where you get to position yourself.
So Ruby, I'd love for you to tell some of our audience what had you start coming to Red Elephant's events, why you started participating with us.
I came to Red Elephant's event. Actually, Oval was my first person to invite me to
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and I was kind of like impressed by the structure they had, and they just great, warm, and the way you made people feel like you were the only customer at that time. Awesome.
Thanks. Aquila, what about you? Yeah. What's the first event you came to? Why'd you keep coming?
The first event I came to was through networking as usual, I believe. I don't even remember. Everything's a blur. Everything just seems like, it really is a blur. But what I can say is why I started to do anything with Red Elephant is because, as Booby said, like I just felt like the connection, and I'm really big on my spirit. So when my spirit calls me to do something, to actually like honor it. And in this space, I felt that. And so, of course, I said, all right, well, let me just keep leaning in. But trusting my spirit is what happened.
I love that. Thank you. Same question.
I had actually been exposed to Red Elephant for maybe a year or two before I went to an event. And
Right, you came from an event we produced for a client.
yeah, exactly, in Houston.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I, very much like Aguida, I want to be around people of like mind. I try to be driven by my soul while I'm making money.
Biggest growth or accomplishment or result you've produced in the last 6 months?
That's an easy question for me. I had put off doing what I wanted to do my whole career life, and finally decided to take a stand and just stood up at the microphone one day and said, because a friend said the right thing to me, I'm going to do this now. And everybody in my family and all my friends think I'm absolutely insane because I was retired. And I'm having a blast.
She's doing a breakout at one of our clients, Michelle Sissom's event in
A
September.
45-minute breakout.
Yeah. Same question for you. Like last 6 months, what's the biggest?
There's so many. Oh my God. I'm an action coach. So I'm just going to run through a few real quick. One is my alma mater. I went to Mount Holyoke College in Massachusetts, and last week they called me and asked to be a keynote speaker for the junior class. And it's paid. I was like, what?
Yes, and as you may have noticed, I have an accent. So I'm not somebody who grew up here, and I've only been here for about 3 years. And one of the first things to do for me was really to go into networking really actively and to find the right events so that I could meet a lot of people. I could test my pitch, and I could then call these people. So I think that's really the first step. If you do not have your family here or all the friends from an lifetime, you really got to go out and do that first.
Sure.